First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, this will be dealing with spoilers from the latest episode of Game of Thrones. So, in the words of Joy Boy, go read it. Anyway, this is going to be me talking about it. And for the intro, my hair looks ridiculous. You're welcome. Now let's talk about it. All right, we're probably gonna work our way backwards because me and I'm here with my wife. That's better for me. I'm here with my wife because we're both huge Game of Thrones fans. Yes, she did. And but we know things from the books, so.
Yeah, so this was interesting.
So we're gonna start with the thing that gets me the most,
It's a big spoiler, by
and the huge spoiler
the way. Huge
But-
spoiler.
for the book readers and for the show watchers. But Jon is no Griff. All right, for those of you that don't know, Griff is a character from the books who is actually Aegon Targaryen, the spirited away son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna. Like, he exists, he's real. All right, but he's not fucking Jon Snow. Jon Snow is just a dope character that everybody loves, and that's cool. But part of me, they have a tendency, like, they put Victarion and Euron into the same person, even though he's like 80% Victarion and just like the douchey parts of Euron. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's fucking ridiculous.
We've done that to a lot of different characters. We just kind of meld two people into one.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. There's a cast of hundreds, so you got to do that. But
It's a big series.
this whole episode was so much fan service. Now I'm a cynic, so and
So much
that's-
dragon.
yeah, she during the scene where they were flying, she was like, "I know what they're doing, and I still can't just say it, do it."
I was like, I know. They're like using all these dragons to just like look amazing, and they're flying, and it's awesome. And we're on the perspective of the dragon, and it's like, whoa! And I'm like, I'm flying with the dragon. Oh my god! But like, they're doing that to make you feel that way on purpose. And I'm like, I know that, but I can't help it. I love it.
Yeah, it's super fan servicey. Like, it's rough. And for me, when you do something like that, the flying dragon scene served no purpose but for fan service, because if Jon's a Targaryen, then he should fly out a dragon, and everybody's been saying it since last season, and now they did it the first fucking episode, and it's like, that's all right, whatever. I'm not even gonna go into how I feel about that, because it's really, he's no Griff. All right, that's what it comes down to. He's no fucking Griff. And it's not that I expected them to bring him in. Like, when they mixed fucking, what's his name, Jorah's story with John, what was his name? But who actually got the grayscale? Because Jorah didn't get, no, Jorah got grayscale. It was somebody, you know who I'm talking about, though.
No,
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry.
The one he traveled with? John, Reddington? No. I have to go back and read the books. Or at
I was
least,
thinking that too, actually.
Yeah.
I need to go back and revisit
Yeah.
everything. Like
'Cause-
books and series.
but see, and here's the thing. They know the ending that R.R. Martin wants. So by making Jon Aegon, is that their way of spoiling us book readers who are like, hey, that's not my Griff, we all know who Aegon really is, and then, but does that, like, I feel like it's like an underhanded spoiler to the book readers, which is like a little fuck you, you know what I mean?
Like, haha, we know that there's another character that's completely different from this guy.
You gotta move a little closer, dear.
Sorry. But like, hey, yeah, there's another character that's completely different from this guy that should be this character, but you know what? We don't have the time to introduce that character, so it's going to be Jon Snow.
Yeah,
So,
and
yay.
that's, That's fine. Jon Snow is he's a crazy important character. He's super dope. Everybody loves him. I'm not shitting on the dude. I love Jon Snow. Like he's got really great lines. But he's no like you got to read the books. Griff is his own dude, and he's like really dope about it because he is the way that Tarly spoke about. Because it's Griff's dad.
Hmm?
It's not Big Griff,
remember.
but all right. Sorry,
Honestly,
I'm
don't
just
remember.
getting stuff. But all right,
It's been
what
so
else?
long since I've like read the books at this point.
Yeah,
So I'm a little
that's
fuzzy
fair.
on the details.
That's
To
fair.
be honest.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I'm not gonna look for it now.
Yeah.
But I really, this whole episode was a lot of fan service. I really, and half the reason that they only have 8 episodes is because of that dragon flying scene. You better understand that. Let
That's a lot
alone
of
when the
budget.
2 dragons fight the one dragon and one dragon dies, and then there's only one dragon left, and it's I bet it's gonna be. I bet what's his nuts is gonna die. Drogo or whatever. Yeah, Drogo's
Khal
gonna.
Drogo?
No, Khal Drogo's already dead. Drogon, sorry, the dragon is gonna die, leaving Viserion, who is now imprinted upon Jon Snow, who's gonna have the last remaining dragon, and he's gonna be the king of the world. Blah.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I called it from jump. But yeah, this whole thing was. I mean, it was fun. It was really nice to
fun. It
see
was a
everybody's
fun episode.
reaction. Like Arya, like when Jon
That was such a perfect
rode
scene.
right
Arya,
past Arya, and you remember she was like, "But doesn't he remember?" And I had to say the words like, "A girl has no brother.
Girl has no
A
brother.
girl has no brother." You got to remember that. So she had to put that aside, and that was a nice little reminder that she's still there. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty dope. Okay, that end scene, what they did to the Ulster boy, that
That
wasn't
was
right.
so
That was-
insane.
That was rough.
That was amazing. They did it perfectly though.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
really good.
That was like to capture the effed upness of
The Night King.
the Night King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of that he did. All like that's small potatoes compared to what he actually does.
Yeah.
Like he does that on like a town-wide, city-wide scale. Like it's insane. Everyone is in pieces. Oh man, but
It's insane.
it's all right. What else was there? Oh my God, Tarly, dude, having to
What?
stand there and listen to
And
her.
listen to the woman who murdered your family tell you that she murdered your family.
right, like, and he's like
Because they stood up to her.
that. Like he knew he was like, all right, well, my dad's a dick.
Yeah.
So that was gonna happen,
Right.
you know.
But
you-
he
you-
loved his brother.
But his brother was good to him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? His brother
was
did
his
what he
best friend.
could, and when she's like he stood with him, you just saw like him break. Like that actor did such a good job of conveying the level of heartbreak that you would feel from like
Yes.
he was
Yes, it
oftentimes
was perfect.
Sam's protector. You know what I mean? Like most times from his father. You know, because like he was still a Lord's son, so he didn't have a lot of people to contend with. But the one person he did contend with was his father, and that was really the only person that mattered.
Randall
So,
Tarley would really abuse Sam.
yeah, like
Like,
straight up beat the
just
monkey
straight up
shit out
be
of him.
like, you're a pussy. I'm going to beat you. And try to toughen you up. And
Yeah,
I'm going to put you into these situations that are going to threaten your life, toughen you up.
yeah. He's had his life threatened more than John has. It's just the way he grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't get that. Like people often underestimate Sam because they see the roly-poly nice guy, but they don't understand the
pretty
backstory
resourceful.
and the fact that you can say what you want, but he's still Randall Tarley's son, and he's proved that a dozen times over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he finds a way to survive.
yeah, 100% every time.
Every time.
Like, even when he shouldn't, like White Walkers and shit, he finds a way. And
Oh, God, I forgot. There was a nickname they gave him in the books, and I completely forget it right now.
oh,
Yeah.
me neither. It's
It's like Demon Slayer or Nightwalker Slayer, something Slayer.
but it was meant as like a mocking term.
Yeah, it was it was something they made fun of him with.
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe his story when he came back alive, the only person to come back alive, holding an obsidian dagger, and like, I just killed them all with this. because it made them erupt in flames. And this was the thing that killed them. And they were like, yeah, you're weird. What the hell are you talking about? That's stupid. Like, clearly something else happened and you just managed to stay alive because you're lucky.
No, like, and that's the thing. Everything that he does, all the amazing things he ends up surviving, everybody attributes to luck, but really it's perseverance and dedication to him, to himself, because that's the only thing he's ever really had. Like, he understands he's not the warrior his father wants him to be, but he's as smart as his father wishes he was strong. You know, and he understands that, and he relies on his intelligence more often than anything else. And I think that's one of the great things about Sam, and the way he approached this, like the way he got him to admit that he was a king, and the way that he's like, no, you don't get it. You've always been a king. And he's like, yeah, just because people look to me. He's like, no, you don't get it. You've always, like, I may not.
Blood.
Yeah, it's in you. Yeah, I was so mad when he was like, you're Aegon. I was like, the fuck he is.
I was like, the fuck you are.
Dude, I was mad. I thought I was gonna wake up our son. But oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. We were both really upset about that.
But so that's my thing. Like, when you're watching a series that's based on a book series, like, it's like how I watched True Blood. It was like, this is going to be two different stories. It helps a lot.
No,
think of it that way.
I definitely, no, I totally
Yeah.
do. I totally do. But at the same time, to completely ignore an entire character and pretty much his entire story, and then just tag on the,
We're gonna put you in this guy.
tag on the spoiler for him onto somebody else. It's just, it's lazy. I'll go that. I've always thought that the show writers for this were a little lazy. Like, they have all this stuff and access to George R.R. Martin. They could do better.
I just felt like this whole series could have lasted a lot longer.
Oh,
I don't know if
they don't
thought
really.
that their money
Well,
would
it's
run out
because
or
the budget.
something.
Well, no, this is a very expensive show to do. Like,
I get that.
like no matter, and the way shows work is you have to escalate. You have to make it bigger. You have to make it bigger. So by like the 10th season, they'd have like dragons fighting planets or some weird shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't just. Yeah, they wouldn't be happy going back to the espionage and the subtlety of the first season. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe that. Like, people have come so accustomed to the huge battles and giant fights that a lot of people wouldn't appreciate the series as much now.
So just to give people a perspective, I guess, because a lot of people don't necessarily realize. I mean, like, the rumors are is that the book series is supposed to be about 7 to 8, maybe 9 books, and we're on book 5. So we've been waiting for years right now for book 6 to come out.
Just for two assholes with a shit ton of money to make a series and find out the answers we've all been waiting for. So yeah, I'm salty about that. And and just the way they've handled everything. Like, Stannis is one of my favorite characters, and they just shit all over him.
Ah, they did.
And
that's kind of messed up.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the most recent episode. And I want to talk about Sansa, because Sansa, she's been through too much to not be the way she is, and for Daenerys to come in and be so hyper imperial in a place like, I'm sorry, I'm saying it I'm not even a big Stark fan.
To her, but Sansa in her head was like, okay, I'll listen for now.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
My brother, so I won't say anything right now, but I got this shit.
Oh my god.
I don't trust this bitch.
And can we talk about the little bear? The little bear with the big heart. You left a king. Like, the whatchamacallit? Oh my god. Mormont, yeah.
Oh.
The Elia Mormont.
Yeah.
She's like, when she stood up and straight up called Jon out in front of everybody.
Oh my god.
Like, if anyone, like,
biggest balls ever.
She's got big, hairy, grizzly bear balls. I'm pretty sure she like wears them
her family
like
sigil is a bear
on her side here, but she uses them frequently, and when other men are afraid to use their own.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because she is rather protected as the House of Mormon's
leader.
leader.
In the north, and then you just left.
You just left, and you came
got
back.
This other lady back, and we don't know this bitch, and she brought a whole bunch of people back with her. And how are we supposed to feed them?
And you came back. What are you now? And he's like, "Well, you're not even like hand of the king." I
didn't want to be king.
Yeah, and he's oh my god, I fucking hate that.
He's
such a whiny
even
bitch.
Even in the books, though, he is
that
a
is
whiny
one of the more
bitch.
accurate things they've done. He's such a whiny little fucking bitch.
Like,
I never wanted to be king. I just wanted to tell everybody what to do and have them listen.
I want to do what I want to do.
I want to protect the North.
That's what matters. To protect everyone.
But,
I mean, which is true. He does need to protect everyone. He does have a decent point with that.
And
So
he's doing a good job of that. I'm not saying bringing the armies in, but Sansa was 600%. What the fuck does a dragon eat? And she's sitting there, whatever the fuck it wants. Like, bitch, we got mouths to feed.
Right. Whatever it wants, that means it could eat my people.
Right?
Like, what does that mean? You're supposed to be my ally.
That's like the base form. The real threat is that she can't stop them from eating, so there will be less food for everybody else. Period.
Everyone's gonna suffer.
Like, it's the way she handled this is so wrong. Like, she's trying to make these people allies, but she's acting like she's subjugating them.
Yes.
And
not the best.
for her to do that, for Daenerys, who's supposed to be the breaker of chains, to go in so imperious and just try to subjugate them through sheer will is kind of like, again, shitty writing. They're trying to create fan service for a fan favorite character by making her look strong, but really she's just trying to wave her dick around.
I think it's another thing with the books. Like, in the books, she had a longer process where she learned to have that swagger. Like, you follow.
No, I get that. Like, I understand. It took her a long fucking time and way more hardship than they showed in the show.
But no, by this point, like in the books, she's already learning to back off a little. They haven't gotten there in the series with her.
Yeah, and they can't. This is the end of the series. They're not going to get to the point where she learns to temper her imperiousness and kind of elevate herself to the role of an actual leader, not just a pseudo tyrant who says nice things. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it is. When you show up and you act like everybody's already your subject, that makes you a tyrant, not a leader. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter if you like freed all the slaves if you didn't have systems in place to support all these people now that have no income, have no job, have no place to live. Like,
right? Let alone like for the first time, shit's getting really good in the North with the wildlings and the black and like the houses and stuff like that. They're all fucking coming together because they have a common goal, an enemy, and that shit's dope. And
she just brings all of her people in at the same time.
And for all of his wit and smarts, and I'm sorry, I don't believe in the books Tyrion would ever fucking do this, but just straight up believe Cersei's gonna send the army.
Oh, no.
Like, he should fucking know better.
Tyrion would know better.
Tyrion's like, no, my sister agreed way too quickly. Something bad's coming. Yeah. So we have to be prepared to not da-da-da-da-da. And he's just like so having so much faith. It's ridiculous. I mean, at least with Jaime there, he has some family, like, and him and Jaime have always been close. So, especially
Jaime would make sure, if she said that, then Jaime would make sure.
Well, after he killed the father, they had it's a rougher relationship, Dude, and Euron in this straight up, essentially like mind raping the queen into rape, like letting him rape her, which is essentially what that was.
Prince in you.
Yeah, that goes down as super creepy lines. Like,
what?
The only person that can ever like say that is probably Prince's father, the artist formerly known and currently great forever. But yeah, no.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and just the way he went about it, straight up being like, "And how was the Kingslayer?"
It would be kind of in his character to do that.
Yeah,
like, he was that big of a boss.
I know that's the point. Like, they made him 90% fucking Victorian when it came down to it, and his zealousness and all that stuff. But just to give him that Deadpool vibe, they made him a mouthy fucking asshole, and that's kind of the thing. Like, they need an anti-hero, blah 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 blah. I understand it. I don't know. I'm less than impressed with that particular trope at the moment. Let's see. What else is the opening is super dope. I like the way they go through the castles.
How they went through the castles.
And the way they show the winter creeping up with the white tiles. Dude, that was really, really well done. The artistic stylization and the representation of that is always fantastic. They always do a really, really good job with that. Like, really good.
A lot of time on it, you can tell.
Yeah, like they knew what they were doing.
If they're gonna do different houses in the next one.
Oh, because it'll focus on maybe. Well, I mean, who would they go to? Because I mean, maybe they do more Greyjoy stuff now that fucking Theon rescued his sister. Like that was a dope scene. Like the second I saw the arrows, I was like, wait a second, and then I was like, oh, he always was a good shot. And she was like, what? And then when they showed his face, I was like, boom. She goes, oh, he was always a good shot.
That's funny. Yeah, true. I was like, wait, what? I didn't think that it would be him.
Exactly.
In the corner, clearly. But.
And then pull an axe out of a dude's face. Yeah. Like, he's really showing his stuff.
He's awesome.
And then...
Leon is a killing machine.
Right? And then when she headbutts him, all I could say was, yeah, that's about right.
No, I loved that. That was like the encapsulated moment of how the Greyjoy family talks to each other.
It really was.
In general. It was like, I have a problem with you. Boom!
Okay.
Headbutt you in the face or over. Sorry.
We have a baby in the next room.
We have a baby in the next room.
Calm down.
I'm sorry. But
she really loves Game of Thrones.
But yeah, that's exactly what happens. And then I hit you in the face. You are nearly knocked out for a second. You and I make eye contact, be like, that's why I did that. And you're like, I know. All right, we're friends now. Let's work together.
Now that that's out of the way.
That's out of the way. We had that talk with our bodies.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Are we forgetting anything? I should have done notes. Like we kind of just did this on a whim.
Sort of quick.
Let's
unprepared.
See. Them coming into the whole line, the massive Unsullied army was like the whole entry scene where they're going up and you see people and da 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 was such a. I was like, why she gotta flex so hard? Like everywhere she goes. I know she has dragons, and it's as she said, it's hard not to flex when you got two big ass.
Yeah,
dragons.
it's like impossible not to flex when you have dragons. People are like, "Oh my god, dragons!" And then they will run or they will get scared, and then you're like, "That's my dragons."
Just flexing so hard on these peasants that she like.
The Northerners really do hate the outsiders.
No, they do, and that's not. This isn't helping. Like, this isn't how you earn the like. You want to earn the North respect, you got to do something to earn the North respect. It's not just gonna be like, all right. They'd be like, yeah, so you have dragons. Fuck you. We have winter. Give it a year, and not even your dragons will survive the winter. You know what I mean? Like, and it's been summer. Y'all haven't even seen a winter. Some of the houses, like, they remember winters, and they're like, we know what to do.
Lasted for years.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking imagine.
One of the winters apparently lasted like just over 10 years, like 11 years, and that was pretty bad.
Yeah. Jeez.
Good times. Could you imagine living in winter for 11
freaking
years?
Bran getting all.
Oh my god.
He's like a.
But they
psychic Stephen
so
Hawking.
Much to Bran that they didn't.
I know, and they made him so. I don't like to say it because the character's so dope, but they made him so cardboard. You know what I mean? He's just.
You can't.
He might as well be like, come closer. You know what I mean? He's like psychic Stephen Hawking, and it's.
Yes.
I'm waiting for an old friend.
I can't. When you're psychic and you have all this information coming in at all times. And
no, I understand. I'm not. I get it. Totally. I get it. My point is the way they're doing it is so ridiculous, and I feel like they could do it better. Like the actor could. I don't know. I just feel that it's so plastic and. There's so much depth that the character could have that it doesn't. Like, he should be looking off in different directions just because. while he's talking to people. Like he's having
Yes.
conversations,
That
but
would
he's
help.
looking 1,000 miles away in this way, talking to some cat over here. You know what I mean? But he's so present in the moment. And that's the thing that I don't like. He's like, I'm waiting for my friends, so I'm just going to be right here. That's not like super the way he would do it. He would literally just cross section. Like when he got off the chair, Bran would be behind him like, so the birds were telling me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he'd be talking to the horse's ass or some shit. And, you know, it's just the way they represent it is, it leaves me wanting. That's all I'm saying. All right.
It just doesn't give a really good perception of Bran's abilities.
Yeah, exactly. Because Bran's abilities are expansive.
Very expensive.
Like he's got the juice. Like let's just be straight up real about that. Like his green dreams are stronger than the three-eyed ravens were, right?
Well, no. The thing is that like this whole time he's been training
No.
to essentially be the know-all, be-all.
Yeah, three-eyed raven dude.
To
Yeah.
take the three-eyed raven's place.
Oh, because he's do you believe in the theory that he's been the three-eyed raven the whole time?
No, the three-eyed. My belief is the three-eyed raven was the guy that he learned from. It was
Well,
that
yeah, but
guy
they
who
they
was
make
like,
the
tree
temporals
was
because he
growing.
can see in all times and spaces that he found a way to go back through the roots or something like that. There's like a whole stupid theory about it,
What?
where Bran is the original three-eyed man, and then he ends up training himself, and then later learns to do all this shit. Like, yeah, and it's like,
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's a little
people
too
go-
meta, in my opinion.
yeah, it's a fun read, but I don't particularly.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's possible to just like train the next one,
Alright.
and Bran is the next one.
Yeah. Do you? All right. So we know Bran. What about Bronn being with that whole
Bronn.
poetic thing, being told to kill, friggin' Tyrion with the crossbow that he
Tyrion
killed his
and
father
Jaime.
and Jaime?
Yeah, he was like kill the brothers basically.
Both. Oh shit! I thought
Yeah.
it was just the one. I didn't know he said
because
both.
she actually
I was
doesn't
making a
like
sandwich.
the fact that Jaime doesn't like totally agree with her.
Yeah, she needs a sycophant.
Yeah, totally. Cersei's like, I can't handle that shit. He's like, not my ally. He disagreed with me. He's not behind me, so fuck his. Like, I killed him.
We gotta work on how to set this mic up for this.
Yeah.
We'll see how it sounds.
Hopefully.
But yeah, it is.
I wasn't paying attention to
This
that.
Bronn's my favorite character, and I don't want him to die. So, putting him to like, this is one of Cersei's stupidest moves, or probably one of her smartest, because it's just a way to get him out of the castle, so he doesn't, because he's a dangerous man. Make no mistake about it. Bronn.
No. It's not about that. Cersei knows Bronn's abilities.
Well, I understand that, but she's
She
also
won't.
stupid to send Bronn, who's flighty and whimsical at best, against two people he definitely counts as friends, who happen to be on the same side against her,
Yes,
and she doesn't treat him that great.
Didn't Bronn and her have a sexual relationship?
No, that was her, and that was the actors in real life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
But yeah, I think we talked about most things. If we forgot something, let me know in the thing below, and we can talk about it. We can address it, as it were. We got
talk
any
about it.
final thoughts?
I can't wait for the next one.
I can't wait for the next one. You know what? That's fair. I think a lot of people will give that sentiment. My thoughts for this are not my griff. Hashtag not my griff. All right. And not my Aegon. He's no griff and not my Aegon. He's no griff. Hashtag not my Aegon. Yeah. God, I think that's really it, right? That covers
It
about
was
it.
a fun episode. I enjoyed it.
I mean, yes, that's the thing. I hate the story, but I enjoy the episodes. That's just really what it comes down to.
It was good.
I can't help it.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was like good twists and turns. Like, oh, cool. It's a good series. I mean, it doesn't like totally follow the books. Clearly, it never will. It never could. But
That particular point is debatable.
it's debatable. It depends on how much money they want to spend. Clearly.
Very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. On that note, this has been Captain Valen and Dr.
Dr. Ryan.
Dr. Rogers here. Reminding everybody that life happens in every direction. So let's be prepared. All right. Bye. Oh, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.